My husband bolted toward her, panic twisting his face. I froze. The scream echoed in my ears like a warning I had ignored too long. When he came back, it wasn't just with worry, he brought the police. And in that moment, the fragile illusion of my life shattered. I sit now in the quiet of my apartment, replaying it all. The betrayal, the precision, the revenge. It began years ago. When I first met him, I believed in grand gestures. Candlelit dinners, whispered promises, vacations that felt like a lifetime in 2 weeks. He was charming, attentive, brilliant in the way he made me feel seen. I trusted him with every part of my world, especially my daughter. I ignored the first whispers of doubt, the way he looked at certain women, the late-night business calls that always ended in silence. I excused the cold pauses, the small lies. I convinced myself love meant loyalty, that betrayal was for other people. But the cracks became impossible to ignore. Forgotten anniversaries, missing receipts, a suspicious message left open on his phone. And then, the night I saw it, her name. Not just a name, a plan, a life parallel to ours. My heart broke quietly, methodically. But I didn't scream. I didn't confront him. I planned. I learned to move in shadows. I watched him. I recorded conversations. I saved every digital footprint. I built a quiet arsenal of truth. By the time the hospital doors closed behind my daughter and my husband, I was ready. The betrayal wasn't just personal. It was legal, financial, and social. And I was armed with patience. The first step was subtle. I invited friends, colleagues, and even his family to casual gatherings. I dropped pieces of evidence like breadcrumbs, a misplaced bank statement, a casually mentioned conversation. I smiled, listened, nodded. Every reaction calculated, every emotion controlled. I watched him crumble silently, unaware that every move he made was being recorded, traced, dissected. I contacted lawyers, not to threaten, but to build inevitability. I didn't need anger, I needed leverage. And I had it, waiting for the right moment. Then came the day of the confrontation. Not at the hospital, not with screams, but where he least expected it. His office, a room full of colleagues, legal notices in hand. I stayed calm, measured. He blinked, confused, his voice faltering for the first time in our marriage. "I know everything," I said softly, not accusatory, just a statement of fact. His eyes darted, searching for an out. There was none. Every lie, every betrayal, every secret had been laid bare. He tried to talk, to deny, to charm, but the evidence was irrefutable. Emails, financial transfers, witness statements, all aligned like a trap he had built for me but fell into himself. His colleagues shifted uncomfortably. The silence in the room was deafening. Then came the subtle humiliation, the slow revelation. I revealed the financial manipulations he had hidden from me, the accounts where he siphoned our savings, the contracts he forged. Step by step, he realized his empire was a house of cards, and I held the final gust of wind. I left him with nothing but the truth, stripped of pretense, power, and pride. And I walked out. No screaming, no dramatic collapse, just the sound of my heels against polished marble, echoing in a space he could no longer control. Back at home, I held my daughter. Her eyes were healing, her trust in me intact. I whispered stories of strength, of quiet victories. I never told her everything. She didn't need the darkness, just the light I was determined to keep alive. I replay that birthday over and over, not for the horror of it, but for the awakening. That moment when his betrayal was no longer my burden, but the trigger for my strategy. My revenge wasn't about cruelty, it was about inevitability, precision, justice. He had tried to blind us with lies. I had opened my eyes. I had waited, planned, and executed with the patience of a storm gathering strength. And when it broke, it wasn't chaos. It was clarity. Now I am free, not by luck, not by chance, but by the careful architecture of my resolve. And every time I see my daughter smile, I remember, some victories are silent, but they resonate louder than screams.